That has kind of become one of my best friends. That is somebody that wants to get things done, and it's all about the program and what can we make the program better and what can we make and give our players the best opportunity to be the very, very best and to be playing on equal playing fields. You know, like he said before, you don't want to go to a game and you're down 10-0 because you didn't have the resources or the opportunities to put your players in the best position. I've become very close with him. He is very, very smart. He knows a lot of people that I had an opportunity to meet when I was at UAB a long time ago. A lot of the Clemson guys and Alabama guys. Some of the similar relationships. But he's very important piece to our program and us going forward.
What do you think when you first meet him and he's drawing up stuff that he wants to change, whether it's the office structure?
Well, I'd had a chance I learned about him being with Brent that week before when we were flying around everywhere, so I got a good head start. But the first week that I met him, he's walking through offices. We can knock these walls down, we can knock this wall down, we can add 2 more cubicles here, we can do this, we can do that. And he was exactly like what Brent said that was going to take place. So, and at the end of the day, it's all about, we want to be the best program in the country. That's it. So why not be the very best, And that takes a lot, and that's not easy, but that takes a lot, but it's all about giving our players the best opportunity and the best college experience they can have.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Jason Kersey.
Yes, sir.
I know that recruiting was super important in the month of December, but what about recruiting your guys that were here and keeping them around? We saw Theo go in the portal and come back out.
Mm-hmm.
There was some speculation about Marvin. Can you talk about sort of convincing those guys to stick around?
Well, first of all, I'd say it's not always what you think it is. So maybe something may be out there, maybe it's not as serious as what it's meant to be or people think it is at all times. But it's, everything was just unsettling. It's just nobody knew the direction at the time. Who's going to be your offensive coordinator, who's going to be your wide receiver coach. So there are some concerns and some question marks, obviously, and it's no different than how we were as coaches, So, but that was part of it, just trying to keep everything, the pieces together. And I think most importantly is this wasn't a program that just went 7-5. This wasn't a program that just went 4-8. We didn't fire a guy because we weren't any good. We're still one of the top programs in the country and has been winning as many games as anybody in the country consistently. And that's what makes this place so special is the consistency that this program has had over the 100+ years in college football. So, but that was definitely part of it. And obviously me, kind of being the one guy here that's been around the longest, I make it a point to have relationships with as many of the players on the team as possible. Just not my guys, just not the ones I recruit. I want every player to know that I'm here for them. They can come to my office. A lot of the guys that I recruited and even the ones that I didn't, I have no problem getting on the phone with their parents if their parents want to talk or just help them. So it was tough, but everything else was. It was a tough time that we were going through. If you'd have known what the outcome was going to be and how things were going to turn out, we probably would have been a lot more relaxed. If I knew Brent Venables was going to come here and be the head coach and bring the staff that he has brought and the changes in the direction that we're going in. Jeff Levy is the offensive coordinator, a guy that I recruited here back in the day from Andrews, Texas. I would have slept a lot better at night. I can promise you than that.
Let's go to Eric Bailey.
Yeah, it's good to see you again, man.
Yes, sir.
When you have a new install with the coaching staff, what's that been like with Coach Levy? And is there a lot of radical changes, or is there something that you have to learn and just kind of portray that to the kids?
I think I would have a better chance of learning Portuguese. Honestly, it is. and when I tell you that we have been working and we have been grinding, I mean, we have. It's a completely new offense. You see it on TV and you kind of got an idea of some things, but it is a learning, and it's a strain. We are all straining right now. We're straining as coaches. We're straining. Our players are straining. Our players are straining. Every morning in workouts and speed school and coaching stations. Then they're straining on their classes and doing the right thing and getting their work done. And then, oh, by the way, now you're learning a completely new offense or a new defense. So it's definitely been a month for a lot of grind and a lot of strain. I've told some people that, I kind of get up here around 6:30, and before I know it, I'm sitting at my desk and it's 7-ish, and I'm like, I probably need to go home, we're working. We're having lunch, we're eating in our offices during lunch. We're working right through it. So, but it's so exciting. Again, you guys know I've been here a very long time. I've never been as excited about OU football and what we're about and what we're doing and what we're doing with the relationships with our players and the direction that we're going into. It's exciting times here.
James Young.
Cale, nice to see you again. You now have you're in charge of the whole wide receiver crew. How big of an adjustment is that? Could you talk about your room too? And you're still going to have to decide guys going in the slot, who's better outside, and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, it's the room's definitely gotten bigger, and but I don't know, to be honest. I like it that way. Obviously, Coach Simmons did a great job coaching and helping coach the outside guys. And in our old system, we coached inside, outside. But I kind of like to have my hands on a little bit of everything and everybody. And at least I know if something's not right, I know whose fault it is, then to be mine. So. Excited about, our group that we have. We're still, obviously we're down a player or two, but we feel very good with what we have. We're very excited about the two young guys and Jaden Gibson and Nick Anderson. And excited about this offense and what, they all are. They're all very excited about how this offense plays and the opportunities, within this offense to be very successful.
Let's go to the corner, Ryan Chapman.
Hey, you touched on the wide receiver room getting bigger, but also just Jeff Levy, he's like those bigger bodied guys too. How's that been for you, just as far as putting together that recruiting board, talking about bringing in Jade Gibson? How much of a change is that?
Well, Coach Levy likes guys that are fast, big. It doesn't matter if you're a great player. He wants you. So, we fell into a deal last year with Jaden Gibson there at the end, which we were very, very fortunate because he is a very talented and he's a legit, every bit of 6'5" guy that can run and he can jump. He's very athletic. And then, obviously Nick Anderson, he's 6'4"-ish, 6'4.5". And again, you guys all know Rodney Anderson. He's an Anderson. That's what people ask me. How good is he? I'm like, he's an Anderson. It's like I shouldn't have to tell you anything else. And he's a lot like him. The mom and dad have done a tremendous job. And, he's got that mindset. He's very, very gifted. He's very fast. He's very smooth. At the end of the day, this is going to be a fun, exciting offense, and we got to find out who's going to be our best 3 or 4 or 5 receivers, and we'll move people around if we have to. Obviously, feel very good with Marvin Mims. The offseason that he has had, he's really taken huge steps in being more of a vocal guy. Probably with you guys. You see him, he's kind of calm and always has that smile on his face, but he has really taken, big steps in being a leader in this offense. And then Drake Stoops is the same way. Those two push each other, every single day, and they're great leaders. Theo Wease, it's good to see him back and see him going and running around, being full speed. And, you know, guy that's been here going on, he's, you know, be going into his 4th season. You know, expect big things out of him. You know, Cody Jackson, somebody that we were really, really high on last year, and then he had a medical issue and you know, had to step away from a little bit, so he's coming back. Brian Darby's getting bigger, faster, stronger. So, and then Trey West, you know, on the outside also is a guy that's a quiet guy that is very, very talented. So we feel good with the guys that we got. We really, really do. You know, obviously with the backfield with Eric Gray and your Marcus Majors and you know, the quarterback, I think we got a chance to put some pressure on some people.
The far right side, your enemy.
Hey, Cale.
Yep.
With Bob all those years and then the transition to Lincoln, all you knew was stability around here.
Yeah.
It's a big deal for an assistant coach, right, to have that in place for as long as it was. How much of a shock to your system was that period of instability between Lincoln's departure and Brent's arrival?
It was very big. Because I had never been in it. You know, I've always just been kind of given everything on a platter. Been very fortunate and been very blessed with that. And so, you know, I was kind of in the phase. I just didn't know anything different. You know, I didn't know really how to handle it. I didn't really ask anybody. You know, I think I told my brother that if things don't work out, just, you know, keep me in mind. You know, but besides that, I just wanted to work. I wanted to keep working, you know, and you know, regardless if somebody came in and kept me or not, I mean, I wanted to make sure and leave this place as good as it possibly could be. And, you know, that's the only way I could have done it.
Lincoln and you were pretty tight.
Yeah.
But I know you know that this is business, right?
Yeah.
You've been at one. Was that difficult to sort of
Yeah.
balance?
Yeah. It is. It's very difficult. You know, having, you know, such a good relationship with Coach Riley and being very close with Coach Simmons, and you know, just in a matter, I mean, like, you know, he walked in and shut the door and boom, you know, and your life can be changed immediately. And you know, but I have learned over the years that, again, you know, he's got to do what's best for him. And that's why he did it, you know, and some people may not like it. Some people may not agree with it. You know, I do know this. When that guy was here, he busted his butt off 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And so did the rest of them. So did Dennis Simmons, and so did Alex Grinch and Brian Odom and Roy Manning. And you know, so if those were guys that didn't do a good job before, I'd make sure and let you know. But they did the right thing. They did it the right way. And at the end of the day, they got to take care of themselves. And you know, the other thing I always learn is you can be as good of friends with anybody, and when that guy becomes a head coach, that does not mean that he's going to hire you. You can be best friends with somebody for many years, and if he becomes a head coach, that doesn't mean he's automatically going to hire you. So, you know, it took me a while to learn that, you know, because those guys, they again, it's their shot, it's their opportunity. So.
Sorry, we only got time for one more.
Yep.
Boppers below.
Yep.
Cale, you were here when Brent was here the first
Yeah.
time around. What's the biggest difference about him 10 years later?
He's just much more vocal. I think that if you guys probably can't really understand that, because I can see you guys see him on the sidelines, how he was, and I'm not on the field. I know he still is what he was, you know, 23 years ago or 4 years ago. But you know, he's more open and more vocal in the hallways in the office. I mean, he is really, you know, what he has done over all these years is he has taken notes and he's written everything down. And he's obviously been around, you know, some of the best in the college coaching profession with Bill Snyder and Bob Stoops, and obviously what they did at Clemson with Dabo. You know, and I think what he's done is he's taken you know, he's just written everything down, you know, and he's compiled everything, and he's figured out how to do things and give himself the best opportunity to be the best football program we could possibly be. And at the end of the day, it's all about the players. It's all about the relationships. And I mean, I will tell you this, our players have never been so excited before. I'm telling you, they have worked their butt off. and we haven't had to beg them to do it. I mean, they have been hungry, they've been starved, but they have done a tremendous job, and they're surrounded by a big group. We've got a lot of people that are here, a lot of, we got some more strength coaches, the Soul Mission group. So there's a lot of people that are helping them 24 hours a day, and I mean, it's a huge difference for me just seeing it. And sometimes you need changes for things like this to happen, for you to step back, and then something else comes in, and you're like, oh my gosh, how come we haven't been doing this stuff before? So he's very special. We're in as good a place as we've ever been.
For more information, you can visit TulsaWorld.com.